about to see. Capac is here. Henry Vallejo, come on down. It took 11 years or something to make this movie, but he finally got it done, and it ended up being Peru's entry for the Oscars. So you're in for a real
along with the other Peruvian films. Yesterday I saw the other directors. Unfortunately, they had to go to New Jersey today. Anyway, well, this movie, as Steve was saying, took us 11 years from the script, the writing, the shooting, the casting, auditions, and to be seen in the movie theaters in Peru, it took 11 years. The shooting of this movie, I just would like you to enjoy the movie. So, see you in 1.5 hours.
Jangan teteh tetap pun masyarakat kita teteh orang main teteh kali sudah pun mana yang kecil
¿Nos puede contar acerca de su película, por favor?
Sí, bueno, muy contentos que mañana va a estar aquí mismo en este local de la Universidad de Nueva York. Y es una película que se ha inspirado un poco en el primer Inca, ¿no? El nombre lleva el nombre del primer Inca. Esto fue porque siempre hemos estado pensando en hacer una película sobre los incas, pero como sabíamos que sería muy caro hacer una película de época, es que eso ha quedado pues en esta historia también, ¿no? Es un Manco Capac que más o menos se desarrolla en el 2017, que cuenta la vida de Lisbán, que bueno, llega a una ciudad por una promesa de trabajo que se la pasa buscando y deambulando por la ciudad, y un poco no hemos pensado, digamos, a través de la película hablar de estos temas, pero el personaje ha jalado temas sociales y ha arrastrado otros subtemas también que hablan de la realidad no solo en Puno, sino en casi todo el país, ¿no? Es decir, un poco nuestra realidad social, cómo está entre nosotros, y habla de la indiferencia pues, social, como en la película, digamos, no hay nadie que quiera hacerle daño, pero al ser indiferentes con nuestras vidas, pues sí, al no darnos cuenta que podríamos ayudar a los demás, a los que están cerca de nosotros, es como mucha gente como este personaje queda hecha a un lado y queda abandonada un poco, digamos, a lo que pueda pasar, ¿no? A lo que pueda dar la inercia de la vida. Y de esos temas habla la película. Es un poco nuestra historia, no solamente sobre nuestra identidad, sino el estado en que nos encontramos, y un poco también llama la reflexión de qué podríamos hacer con esto, ¿no? Me parece que nuestra sociedad, no solo en el Perú, sino en todo el mundo, necesitamos ser menos indiferentes, necesitamos abrir más los ojos también. De eso es lo que habla la película.
Dime, el personaje principal viene a buscar un amigo, ¿finalmente lo encuentra?
Nunca lo encuentra, pero claro, para no spoilear, es un personaje que, digamos, arrastra toda la historia, pero nunca aparece en la historia, ¿no? Es también una manera experimental que hicimos esta forma de contar, ¿no? De ese personaje jala todo el conflicto y la historia, pero nunca aparece, porque claro, vimos que ya no era necesario, ¿no?
¿Cuál fue la mayor dificultad que tuvo usted para hacer Manco Capac? ¿O el más grande reto?
Han habido varios retos, pero digamos uno de los difíciles ha sido encontrar a los actores, ¿no? Porque claro, en Puno no hay actores, digamos, profesionales, entonces hay que sacarlos de la calle, formarlos, porque una cosa es encontrar talentos, pero digamos para hacer una película de ficción se necesita pues la capacidad de los actores que se pueda repetir varias veces, ¿no? Entonces, a veces en un documental, por ejemplo, se graba o también se falsea, ¿no? Porque existe pues esta técnica, pero si uno quiere, digamos, lograr lo mejor posible de este personaje, hay que repetir muchas veces, ¿no? Y si no tiene experiencia, igual hay que ser muy paciente, pues hacerlo igual días. no va a salir a la primera, ¿no? A veces en algún documental podría salir, pero en ficción no, se tiene que repetir hasta que salga bien, entonces para eso se necesita técnica, ¿no? Es decir, ya no, el talento ya no alcanza, porque uno puede tener talento, pero si no hay técnica, a los 2 o 3 tomas ya se cansa, ¿no? Pero cuando se adquiere técnica de actuación, pues sí se puede repetir 20 veces, 30, hasta 80 veces o más.
Y en este caso, ¿cómo hizo con el personaje principal? ¿Él era actor profesional?
No, este chico estaba en el colegio, ¿no? Cuarto de secundaria, de 15 años. Llegó a un casting a los 15 años, lo preparamos medio año con técnica de actuación y después de eso recién empezamos a filmar cuando él tenía 16 y por otras razones pues económicas y razones que nos faltaba completar el elenco de actores, nos demoramos 4 años sin el rodaje. Y no ha sido fácil, ¿no? Había que lidiar también con la adolescencia que él tenía, porque pues, todavía no había alcanzado la madurez que se necesita para hacer una película. Entonces tenía que aprender de actuación, tenía que madurar, tenía que, digamos, ya no actuar como niño, engreírse, pues, que a veces un niño no contesta el teléfono, o digamos, tiene esos arranques pues, todavía de madurez. Entonces eso es todo un proceso, ¿no? Ahora, por ejemplo, Jesús Luque, que es el actor con mucho talento y ya se ha formado, digamos, con la película, ahora, después de haber estrenado la película, ya ha estado en 4 largometrajes que recién se van a estrenar. Entonces, ha hecho un camino también en la actuación.
Muy bien. Manco Capac es la primera vez que se presenta en Nueva York.
Sí, es la primera vez. Estuvo en Los Ángeles compitiendo, representando al Perú para los Óscares del 2021 y después estuvo en el Festival de San Diego y luego aquí, sí, por primera vez. Well, actually, we were dreaming about making a historical movie about the Incas, but it would take millions, maybe longer time. So we knew that in order to make a historical movie, it would take a lot more time and money. We wanted to honor the Incas. That was the first inspiration to make this movie, and then to create a character, El Isvan. Actually, I had a classmate when I was in the beginning of secondary school. And he was actually named Elisban. He was there for only 1 year. Maybe we were at that time at about 12. And I remember this classmate because he used to come late. Most of the time he came late. But it wasn't his fault because he had to travel about 1 hour every day from his community. And I remember we had a teacher of Peruvian history or universal history teacher. He used to punish him every time. He was sent to a corner in the classroom and he put down his pants and he would stay there for two hours watching the wall. And sometimes the teacher used to hang the Lisbon and erase the blackboard with his body. So that happens during the 1980s. So I could never forget these days that way, in honor to this guy, but I never saw him again. Don't know what happened. That's the inspiration for the character. Well, then, just the character writing this movie, we challenged ourselves. We wanted to tell a story that is quite common in Puno, in the Andes as well. And the character dragged all the social stuff. We didn't even think about the main subject or the secondary subjects for the script. We just wanted to write a story that avoids all extremes. We didn't want to show any extreme because the character could live some extreme situations, but we just skipped that. We just wanted to get rid of all the extreme stuff. Nobody would die in the movie, nobody would fall in love, or maybe. Well, it wasn't just a personal challenge. It was quite difficult because we never made a minimalistic movie before, so we didn't even have any idea of how hard it was making such a movie. Because you need to get rid of many things, and it's even harder to entertain with a movie like this. But it was a challenge. Fortunately, it worked. Then, it was hard because in Puno, where I live, you saw the town, there are no acting schools, no film schools, so everything had to start from scratch, from the auditions to get the actors, traveling even in Lima and all the southern Peru. So just to get the actors, I mean, the whole cast, it took a few years. And then we had to train them because most of the cast are natural actors. They didn't study acting. So that's why it takes so long. And then, it took around 11 years, as I told you, because I remember the first attempt of making this movie, we had another actor. He was another young boy. He was studying medicine, and of course he wasn't a very good actor as well, a natural actor. He wasn't very interested in making movies, so he abandoned the shooting of the movie after shooting about 10% of the movie. So then he was a minor, under 18, so it would have been a waste of time to take him to the court. That was a waste of my time.
How old was this actor when you started the film and when you finished the film?
He was 15 when he came to the auditions. So we started shooting the film when he was 16, and then we finished the shooting when he was 20.
I wanted to know a little bit more of the casting process as to how you found the main character, Elispan. And what were you looking for when you were casting? I noticed that you were the lead cast person. So what were you looking for the character? And then in addition to that, when you were replacing the other main character, what drew you to him?
Well, it wasn't easy because at first sight there were 3 or 4 boys that were good. They could have been Elispan, maybe 4 boys. So after the auditions, we invited them for an acting workshop for about 6 months. So in the middle of the acting workshop, we tested them on the camera. So after around 3 months, after this camera test, we decided that he was going to be Elispan.
Hey, hermano, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I heard about this movie for so many years, so to see it is such a dream come true. Thank you for that. My question is, tell us a little bit about your process writing the script. I noticed you had such a beautiful long shots and scenes in it, which I loved, especially the opening scene when he's riding the bus. You can see the reflection of the town and the city on the window. But so I want to know a little bit about your process as to how you envision that. Did you write it or did you discover it as you were shooting the film?
He's quite outstanding actor. Well, we wrote the script. Most of what you saw in the film was written. Maybe we improvised a little bit, maybe 5%. sometimes, you know, some things don't work, and maybe for two or three scenes, we wrote it in the same day of shooting. We rewrote it, not the whole thing, just a little bit, because well, you have to take the risk. Sometimes you don't like something. When you are at the plateau shooting a movie, maybe it's a big risk. But if you don't take this risk, it might don't work. For example, the accordionist, this French guy, he was playing the accordion at the bus terminal. I saw him, and I asked him. He didn't understand anything because I don't speak French. So I talked to him in English. Well, thanks to Google Translator, I asked him, would you like to be in my movie? And he said immediately, yes.
The question is sort of similar. The city of Puno is, I think, is very well featured as pretty much a character in the movie. And I want to ask how much was delivered and how much was extras and how much was just shooting outside in the city.
Yes, thank you. It was hard also to shoot the scenes at the fiesta, because there are, in February, this fiesta, around 40,000 visitors in Puno, and people watch the camera. They say hello. But some days we didn't achieve anything. I mean, we were shooting, and those shots were made in 3 different years. Because the fiesta lasts for 2 weeks, but mostly at the weekends, 2 weekends. So it's really hard. Because although we put some extras sometimes, 5 to 8 people sometimes to cover some of the people, but it not always worked as we wanted. It was hard. We had to chase, for example, the procession, going after the procession many times.
El actor.
8 de septiembre.
Si pueden foto.
¿Puede firmar esto, por favor?
Como usted dijo, es algo minimalístico.